I'm Kieran Burke. I'm a temporary sergeant at the Farnborough Neighbourhoods Office for Hampshire Police. It's important to report hate crime because of the nature of the crime itself and the impact it has on the victims. If you report it to us, then obviously we can look and deal with it. It is one of our priorities for Hampshire Constabulary, and it does come under the Equality Act. And it fosters good relations between persons who share relevant protective characteristics and persons who don't. And it gives us a positive impact upon the victims of our crime so that we can deal with it promptly and effectively. There are 3 ways in which you can report the hate crime. The first one will be dialing on 101, speak to the control room, get that reported that way. The easiest way will be online report through Hampshire Constabulary's website, and just tick the box that says hate crime, and there'll be questions that ask you why you believe it to be hate crime, or if you see a police officer in person at a front office, which we're now opening up again, then you can report it that way. Once hate crime is reported to Hampshire Constabulary, we'll be sent to a police officer to investigate. We will fill in what we call a hate crime risk assessment, which will then assess the level of risk that crime holds, and it's then measured into 3 areas: low, medium or high risk. That's then reviewed by a supervisor. Supervisor then decide whether it's low, medium or high. Depending on what that depends on extra support we give to our victims, and then if it is deemed to be a hate crime, that can increase the penalties when it comes to prosecution at court.
So here we are at Citizens Advice Rushmore, your local hate crime reporting centre. We're based here at the Rushmore Borough Council offices, but as an independent charity, we are completely independent of the council, and we will always offer impartial advice. So if you follow me through to reception. So here we are at our reception desk, which is open Monday to Thursday, 9:30 until 2 p.m. But of course, anytime you can call our number on 01252 513 051. If you head up to reception, you'll be assisted with your inquiry. And from there, an advisor will take you through to an interview room. As you can see here, we have our Hate Crime Reporting Centre sign. And anywhere you see this sign, it's a place where you can report a hate crime incident. So if we head on through to our interview room, where we can talk you through the process of reporting the incident. So the role of the CPS in prosecuting hate crime is that the police investigate and obtain evidence to show a crime has been committed. In hate crime cases, this includes gathering evidence that the victim has been targeted because of their race, religion, disability, sexual orientation or transgender identity, or because of what the offender believes to be their race, religion, disability, sexual orientation or transgender identity. The CPS is responsible for deciding which cases go to court. This includes taking a decision on whether there is enough evidence to prosecute a crime as a hate crime. If an offender pleads not guilty, the CPS are responsible for preparing and presenting the case against them at court. In hate crime cases, the CPS is also responsible for asking the courts to increase the sentence that an offender receives to reflect the fact that the crime they committed was a hate crime. In most crimes, it is something the victim has in their possession or control that motivates the offender to commit the crime. Not all hate incidents will amount to criminal offences, but it is equally important that these are reported and recorded by the police.
The reason it's important to report hate crime of any sort is it gives the police evidence of what's going on within local communities and where additional funding might be needed. It can also help the police look for patterns of behaviour that are going on in particular areas, and whether or not there is a particular section within a community that is suffering more hate crime than another. It can help in terms of trying to get increased funding to be able to deal with hate crime. There has been a huge increase in hate crime since 2012-13. In that year, there were just under 40,000 hate crimes reported. The more hate crimes that are reported, the more evidence there is for the police to be able to lobby government for additional funds to counter hate crime. Citizens Advice is an alternative hate crime reporting centre. If you don't feel confident in going to the police, if you wish to remain anonymous, you can still report a hate crime. You can do it anonymously. You can do it with the help of Citizens Advice, so you don't have to go to the police at all. Our doors are always open.